it is January 17th, 2024. I am back. I tried to make a video 3 different times, and each time I just wasn't feeling it. And today I was like very sad and emotional, although I'm like smiling right now. I think it's like I'm excited to be talking on video again. But before this, I was crying and upset. I don't know. I thought like, in the past or some days or like, I think about stuff that's bothering me for like hours and it ruins like the whole day. And then there are other days where like I snap out of it quickly and it takes like 1 hour and then I'm feeling okay and just like laughing about why I was upset. So I thought with this video, it should be about how I fill my own cup with love. And the reason I made this video today is because like I was seeking validation of my feelings from my friends and family, and basically anything like external or outside of me was what I was like hoping to get. And of course, like I haven't gotten it either in person or via text or anything like that. And I tried to forget it or ignore it, pretended like it doesn't really matter. I don't really need to hear from them. But my mind won't allow it. So I was thinking, man, I don't want to like be upset and hoping for like an apology from someone and then them not even like bother texting me all day. So I was like, screw this. I need to figure this out for myself and like not even try to chase that or like give it any kind of like meaning. So yeah, I kind of do feel better already now that I'm talking on video. But yeah, I was jotting down a list of what has like worked for me in the past, and so I wanted to share some examples and remind myself and possibly help somebody else that's also probably going through the same thing as me. So number 1, which is what I did earlier, I took out a notepad. So I had like a blank piece of paper and was holding like a pen. And it's just like something about staring at this piece of paper and just like jotting down anything and everything on your mind, good, bad. And either like I just like write down everything and just like release it on the piece of paper and just like close my notebook shut and move on. Or I kind of look at what I wrote and kind of, reassess like, is there some kind of like common theme happening? Like, where are all these feelings coming from? And like, try to like, in some cases, I would look at the opposite of that feeling. So for example, I do remember that like in the past I would write like, I feel like I want like a community of people with like the same mindset as me who are going through the same thing, like a space we can talk about it. And then one of the reasons for making this YouTube channel was to like put my message out there and like attract people in that like could comment and share that like, hey, I'm also going through this and like this is what worked with me, and kind of like make that community myself. And I'm really happy with that result. I never thought just by like writing that down on a piece of paper that I would be here posting videos publicly on YouTube for the past, I think over 2 years now. Yeah, it's wild. So I think number 1, that's what works best for me. And it might not work best for you. I just like am the type of person that gets like mixed up with like 20 different thoughts. So for me to just like see it visually or just like release it is just very helpful to like just clear the clutter out of my brain. Number 2, I would say be outside in nature. Now I'll admit, here on the East Coast there's a lot of snow and I haven't been outside much at all. It's so cold, like I refuse. So in that case, I force myself to do something pretty basic, which is like pop up like stretching videos and like put out my big TV and just like stretch out in front of the TV. Or I would like force myself to go to the gym. And like by going to the gym, I'm just like going on a walk and like playing some good videos on YouTube, or like finding a positive, happy show on Netflix or any of those streaming services. Which I do feel like the last few years, every show that comes out on those streaming services has been like just filled with negative stuff, which just puts me in a negative headspace. So try to avoid that. At least that's what works for me. And some things that I've done in the past were like, number 3, I post sticky notes to myself. Like right here, I have a sticky note. Focus on wish fulfillment, what you want, not how you're gonna get those things, you know. Realize you are source, and like I'll put it on my laptop, or I'll post it like on the mirror when I like brush my teeth or wash my face, just like remind myself of it. So sometimes I remove them. It really depends on what's going on in my life, but I feel like it just is a good reminder, like, hey, get out of your head, you know, or like, you're a badass queen. Sometimes you just need those reminders. And let's see, number 4, I don't do this enough, I will admit, but like sitting down and meditating. And there are some good 10-minute meditations that I found, which I think is really good for my attention span. So I will do that. But like there's some days where it's just like I feel really just overwhelmed with anxious, depressive thoughts. So then I'll like force myself to do 20-minute meditation, or like even 1 hour. And actually I think I'll like post some links in the description of this video, because I'm really picky also on what I listen to, and sometimes like the pace of someone's voice or like the way that they speak bothers me. So I'll put some that I listen to, and if you don't mind sharing ones that you do, because I feel like it's really hard for me to find good ones that I like. Number 5, so this also works really well for me. I take a hot, like boiling shower. It's something about the water that like really just like relaxes me and just like releases just like all these like negative thoughts that I feel. Sometimes I'll even cry in the shower. It's just something about it, I don't know. It distracts me or something. It just makes me feel good. It usually works. But yeah, number 6, I would say for me, it's listening to music that like inspires or like makes me happy. Now, I usually listen to a lot of indie music and a lot of Radiohead, which is great if you're in a good mood. But like if you're in a shitty mood, I find that when I listen to that, I become like almost in a shittier mood. Or I feel like the world is ending. And sometimes I don't want to feel that way, you know? I need something a bit like more happy sounding. So like I'll play salsa or like Brazilian samba, like if I'm not in the mood to that, because sometimes it can be like, depends on your mood, honestly. Sometimes you want something more calming. So then I will listen like binaural beats or you know, oh, who's that one guy? He plays like those bowls, sound bowls. I find that to just tune out and relax, very helpful. Number 7, for me, this works. It might not work for other people, but just cleaning and just like getting organized, especially throwing away. Like I have a stack of papers and bills sitting on that counter that I look at all the time. And so when I like keep the bills that matter and then chuck out the rest, it feels good and it's less clutter. So it kind of frees up space physically in my mind and in the back of my mind at the same time. Other things. Oh, so other things that have worked for me. I will buy myself flowers, or in some cases you can buy like a plant. I mean, the plant will last longer. Or like finding a candle with like a scent that you love and just turn that on for a few hours. It works wonders. I mean, sometimes it doesn't work. Some days, even like the scent of the candle will bother me because I'm just mad at the world. But yeah, usually like good smells help. Sorry, I'm still a little bit sick. So number 9, okay, just sitting in solitude. Now this may work for some, for others this might be like a nightmare. I just remember when I'd commute back and forth from the city and like take the train, and I was in this job that was very toxic, and I just had to be like extroverted all the time and just very like everything's great and like, oh my god, yes, I will have that report due by this date, even though technically I don't know how the heck I'm supposed to do it. But you know, when I'd come home, I would just like lay on the ground flat for like 30 minutes to 1 hour just to like decompress. And that was probably a sign for me to quit that job, but you know, things are rough. And I found those moments to be very helpful. So this is okay, and give yourself permission to do just that. Or if you want to like punch a pillow because you had a terrible day, that works too. But sometimes it's just like me laying flat on the ground, like starfish style, being in complete silence will help me. And number 10, so strike up a conversation with a friend, which a couple hours ago I sent my friend a voice message just saying like, hey, how are you? Because I literally had nothing to say because I haven't been doing much, but it helped. And obviously she responded, and just like having small interactions with like strangers. So I live in an apartment complex, and sometimes the elevator rides, like there's just like no talking or no looking at people, but then other conversations that I have with people is just like, how's the weather outside? Yeah, you know, like that snow or like that rain. And then like, I don't know, it like lifts me up for some reason. Or like I will force myself to go to Trader Joe's, and all the cashiers there are very talkative, which like some people hate it, like my friend hates that, but for me I love it because like since I'm at home all the time by myself, it's just like, oh yay, like human contact. But yeah, I always find that helpful for me, and like just making small talk with strangers, or just like giving them a compliment like, I like your nails, or like, I don't know, anything. So those were 10 examples that work for me for like how to fill up my own cup with like love and just like feeling good, because I feel like there are days where I'm just an emotional wreck and I feel sad and like the world is ending, and I feel like even jotting this down for me and like saying this to you guys has helped me like remember that like, oh wait, these are tools that I probably should go do right now. So probably after this video, I'm gonna go put some like headphones on and walk at the gym, even though I don't feel like it, but I'm just gonna like do like 20 minutes. And then usually that 20 minutes turns into like 40 minutes. But yeah, it just helps me kind of reorganize some of my thoughts and get to what really matters, which is like love and happiness and joy and trying to live, I guess. Anyway, okay, thanks for listening. Bye.